all the time. I don't know how good they are, but man, this is a fun team.
That's right. I mean, they had a tough home stretch not too long ago. They lost all 6 games. I mean,
well, yeah, since we last talked, it has not been the best run for the Mariners,
right,
as they finished off getting swept at home by the Cleveland Indians, which is not really a team I expected to sweep them at home. I mean, the Indians are better than I expected, but part of that is padding on the Mariners at this point on their record.
Right, and a lot of that comes down to at bats. So, I mean, even though they did fall apart in that homestand, they went to LA this past weekend and had a good time there. They won 3 out of 4. They're 11-1 on the road, so something's happening right on the road. Their bats are on fire when they're outside of T-Mobile Field.
Yeah, here at T-Mobile in that last series against the Indians, got nothing. That was a 6-4 loss, a 4-2 loss, and then a 1-0 loss to end that series. Carrasco struck him out, 12 in 7 innings? I think the Mariners got a handful of hits in that entire game, like 3. But the good news in that game was Eric Swanson stepping up for the M's. He it was everything promised. Pitched a great game there, 6 innings, 1 earned run, struck out 5 in his 6 innings pitch. So good for him. On the bummer side of it, the 1-0 meant that the home run streak was snapped, and we almost got one. Healy almost got one in that game. Hit it just foul. I was excited and texting Marcoux when I got it. I was like, hey, the streak's alive at least, and it turned out not to be the case. So that home run streak snapped at 20 games with that losing streak at home. But good news, they head down to the Angels, and I'll tell you what, Marco, if we could play the Angels every week, that'd be a pretty good season for the Mariners.
That's right. I mean, one good thing to also take away from the Indians series was their starting pitching. Even though their bats weren't doing well, Kikuchi went 6 innings, only gave up 3 earned runs. Leake went 6 innings, only gave up 2 earned runs. Carrasco, like you said, Swanson had an amazing first start, only gave up 1 run, 5 strikeouts in 6 innings. And then, they got to LA, and the starters did just as great. Felix came out there and threw a gem, man. He's been fun to watch this year, which is really exciting. But the full
a little bit of pressure off Felix out there right now with him just out there in the 4th spot. He's not expected to do as well. Threw a pretty good game, but like you said, the bullpen failed to come on that one.
Right, in that game he pitched. The Mariners won 11-10, but they had a 10-2 lead going to the 8th inning, and it came down to the wire, and we needed a pinch hit by Jay Bruce in the 9th inning to retake the lead. So the bullpen's still something we got to keep our eye on, but the starting pitching's holding up, and that's really fun to watch.
And I got to tell you that the hitting has never slowed down either. They had that 10-2 lead and then had to win in the 11th with the Jay Bruce pinch hit. They go 5-3, beat them in the next game, and 6-5, and then even in the loss they go 8-6. That 6-5 game, they had 4 home runs. And they had a bunch in the game before it. This team is just crushing the ball right now.
Yeah, that's right. They had 53 home runs through the first what is it now? 21 games, and that's MLB record. That's tied with the Cardinals.
They're actually at 56 home runs right now.
They're 56 now. Yeah. They must have broken that record.
And that is 12 ahead of the number 2 team. LA's at number 2 with 44. That's how hard the Mariners are hitting the ball this year, is that they are that far ahead. Same in RBI, leading the league in RBI at 158 RBI, and Dodgers in second at 132. So just really pounding the ball right now.
Yeah, you know what I wonder, man, and I want to hear your take on this. Craig Kimbrell, if I'm not mistaken, is still on the market, man, and we don't have a bullpen. If this team continues to do what they're doing, they've shot up to number 9 on the power rankings this week. Do we consider signing Kimbrell? Is that worth do we jump the process too soon, or am I getting too excited here?
Yeah, I think we're a little too early in the season to consider something like that. I mean, if he's still out there coming up on the summer, and the Mariners are still in it, running ahead, if they're still the team that we know right now, then you seriously start to talk about it, because why not? This game, when you have your chance, you take it. That is I talk about the curse in Washington all the time when they did that with Strasburg and shut him down, thinking, oh, we're gonna have plenty of time. No. Baseball seasons are rare. When you get a winning season and you're not the Yankees or you're not the Dodgers, you have to take your shot then, man. So if they're still hanging on in the summer, then yeah, I could see something like that if he's still out there. But for now,
okay.
No. For now, let's just have some fun with it and see what we can make of it. Because you can't deny that the chemistry on this team is something right now.
I mean, you can definitely feel the chemistry, but it only really comes from the lineup. I mean, Cervais said himself, he's like, oh man, this team keeps fighting on the offensive end, but every time that bullpen comes out, everyone's heart, skips a beat or whatever. It's just, it's always a terrible time whenever the bullpen comes up. So
white knuckle late innings for this team.
Exactly, you got to bring. So that's why I'm thinking Kimbrel. Why not? If we're 16-9, still in first place somehow, I didn't think we'd. Last week I said that I thought we'd never regain it because I didn't think we would go on this win streak. But yeah, just I don't know. Why not go for Kimbrel? Start winning now. I know this is a process, but I'm also a Knicks fan. I like to jump the process a little too early.
Well, here's the thing we could do with it. I would be behind. Why not sign him? And then if it all goes to hell, you've got a trade asset. You can.
That's fair.
You know what? You sign Kimbrel now, and you bring him in, and he's the closer on a team that might contend. And really might not, because this we talk about it all the time. They're at the they should be at the beginning of this process. They've done some really good work and gotten some really good players out there. Guys like Santana leading the major leagues in RBI, Vogelback and Jay Bruce. They're just out there hitting right now in ways that they really were like projected at one time to do and then sort of didn't. So
right. I mean, Jay Bruce is second in the league with 9 home runs. Vogelback's got 9. got 8. Then Haniger's got 7. But we're crushing the ball. It's just that whenever that bullpen comes in, it's a white knuckle moment. I mean, the starting pitching has been phenomenal. You hope that holds up. You hope no one else gets injured. Swanson had a great first start, but you can't really rely on a rookie to just kind of be there. But King Felix has only been a couple of starts. This fatigue start to take over his season. So
I know. You got that. I say ride this as long as we can. You know what I mean? Just go with it for now. And again, Kimbrel, if you sign him now, you may get the bullpen, and you would have a trade chip if you sign him now. If everything falls apart, you've got him to go forward. But I like this team, and I'll tell you what. I don't think this hitting is obviously going to slow down. But I don't think it's gonna be as bad when it does. And the reason is that this team has actually stepped up its plate discipline quite a bit. They are not free swingers out there. In fact, they're coming in 3rd in the league in walks with 100 walks. Only LA and Philly have more walks, and I'm pretty sure with Philly, half of those are Bryce Harper. So that is a lot of walks right now, that they're really keeping their eye on the ball and not swinging at bad pitches, and that'll keep your lineup moving too. And if they can stick to that through the course of the season, hitting comes and goes, but if you're not swinging at bad pitches, you're in a lot better shape to start with. Now, the bullpen is always going to be a problem. That is the bullpen right now. Maybe we should shore it up. Maybe we shouldn't.
But it's just like, we had Diaz last year, and just being so short-handed last year and going to this bullpen, and it's really frustrating, especially for fans that paid attention last year. But you're right. The team is definitely.
No, that's an excellent point. The back of the bullpen was the only thing you could really rely on last year. It was Diaz would shut it down, and him not being here makes this possible in a way. But at the same time, man, it sure would be nice to have him here. He got unloaded. He had to get unloaded for Cano, who again is having a pretty good season out there with the Mets, and it's tough to not have that guy that you had.
Yeah, absolutely. And but going back to your play discipline, the team is exciting. They're second in the league as well as stolen bases. They're first in RBI, first in home runs. So if they can sustain this offensive power, then maybe the bullpen will have enough wiggle room. But But it's gonna be interesting. We got 2-game road series this week coming up against Padres Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a 4-game home series against the Rangers Thursday through Sunday. So,
that Rangers series, actually, that's an important one. The Rangers are sneaking up. Don't sleep on them right now. That's a team that's behind the Mariners now. They're a game and a half back at 12-8 in second. They've actually passed the Astros in percentage.